Y'all like my beard growing in? God, I miss my barber so much. Yeah, so welcome to Tall Order. Currently, it is 10 minutes to 11 a.m. right now in New York. Um, I have my cocktail because time doesn't mean a goddamn thing. Mm, so good. I'm actually going to make this cocktail on Convos and Concoctions. So, yeah, listen up for the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need vodka, sour apple pucker, some fresh lemon juice, and simple syrup. Really simple, it's tasty, and it's amazing. And who doesn't love sour? I know I do. All right, so on this episode, you guys have asked me about, oh, Chris, when are you going to tell us about serving stories and stuff like that? I mean, it is called Tall Order, right? These fucking sirens, I swear. I swear. Let's wait, shall we? Okay, so the reason more people get into the service industry is because, well, if you need money in a real short amount of time, it's the place to go, especially living in New York. New York, service industry people make, an absorbent amount of money because, I mean, people love to go out to eat. I mean, it's New York. Hell, I miss it right now. But yeah, like the dope game, I would imagine you want to sell drugs temporarily. Like no one wants to be a drug dealer. Like you have to be. And much like serving, the money can be so good, yet you find yourself staying in it and it's hard to get out of, much like drug dealing. So yes, that's like my little comparison for it. Also, um, serving can be like stripping as well. I mean, I think strippers have a little bit more dignity, but that's just me. My journey in the hospitality industry, service industry, has been, oh gosh, I've been in it for since I was 19, basically. You do the math. It's been maybe like well over a decade. And through all this, I've met a lot of great people. I've had a lot of interesting experiences. I'll give you a little rundown of my experiences since I've been in New York. Of course, I won't name names of restaurants because, I ain't trying to get sued. I don't want this page to get shut down. So, yeah, let's get into it. Since I've been in New York, I've worked at 4 different restaurants. And before you say, damn, 4? Hold up, hold your judgments. Um, Let me explain. See, with restaurants, every restaurant is different, but every restaurant is the same. And let me explain that. Every restaurant is different depending on their clientele, the staff, um, what else? The pay, of course, and location. But every restaurant is the same, as in bullshit. And determining the bullshit at a restaurant that you're working at, sometimes it presents itself immediately, and sometimes it doesn't. And you got to be there a couple months before you actually see it. So yeah, about maybe 3 of these restaurants of the 4, the bullshit just presented itself, at different times. For the first one, I would say I got hired there in the summer when I moved to New York. This place was a Mexican place, bougie Mexican place. I try to go for bougie places because, I mean, that's where the money is. So this place, what made me leave was there was a patio, and the patio was like the main draw. So in the summertime, everyone's out or whatever. When it rained, I was out there, and when it was sunny, I was inside. They would play me, yes. Um, Also, I was like, when winter came, that's when days were cut, shifts were cut, and I was just like, this is some bullshit. This really is. So that took me like maybe, like let's see, August. It took me 4 months to see the bullshit. So then I asked to put me at this different location. Little did I know that this different location was going to be managed by this ravenous, masculine, see you next Tuesday of a woman that tried to make everyone's life miserable. So after that, I went to the second restaurant. The second restaurant was Asian. And from then on, I learned to appreciate Asian cuisine because if you watch my lives, my favorite food is Asian or soul food. So this place, which I did mention on my last episode of Cocktails and Concoctions, is where like I got most of my drink ideas from. And this place, they were kind of stealing from us because a pooled house is basically when everyone makes the same amount of money. We're going on hours. So if I make $100 tip, that means I made $100 tip for everybody. And the way it's equally dispersed is how many hours you've worked to take money out of that pot. Little did we know we had people that weren't servers that were taking their, money out the pot. And we didn't realize this until a few months in. So that's when a class action lawsuit came and we all got paid well. And I was just like, you know what? I can't trust y'all. So I had to go somewhere else. And this place, this particular place, this is a luxury place. The food is amazing. It's in Midtown and it's Asian. That's all I can say. I met some great people at this restaurant. And the bullshit took longer to see. Almost 3 years, to be exact. On the third year, I was absolutely miserable. Like, absolutely miserable. Oh, I forgot to say, between these two jobs, I was working with Amanda Seales. So just add the stressing along with that. Now, if you watch Pop Roast, you notice maybe Alex will go in on Amanda Seales. I will go lightly on her because I still like her, even though she blocked me. She blocked me, y'all. Go and message Amanda and be like, why you block Chris? Anywho, the third restaurant in question, I was happy there for a minute because the staff was great. But it was a revolving door of management. The money was funny as well there. And then the bullshit took a long time for me because I just felt complacent in it. Much like an abused wife in a relationship or something like that. Every day I loathed coming in. I just came in just like, I was just over it and done with it. And then I don't know what was the straw that like made me leave, but I was just like, okay, I gotta get out of here. So I went to my current place. Well, the whole Dorona thing kind of fucked that up for me, but I was happy here. The only thing I can say about this particular place is it was white as fuck. Very much so. Like the diversity, their idea of diversity was hiring white gay men. There are 3 black people there out of, let's see, 44. Like 44. Yeah. I'm not really sure why, but it was easy. It's the easiest restaurant I've ever worked at, and I was complacent here, and I was happy. Nights only. That's another thing. Nights only in New York is a luxury. Luxury. Because working 12-hour days is for the birds. But yeah, that's my little timeline of restaurants, just to give you an idea of it. It's so crazy me telling my business right now, but you know what? It's my show and it's my channel, so I get to talk about whatever the fuck I want. Now, a lot of people ask me, who are the worst tippers? Like, what clientele is? And, that can be a slippery slope question, and it can also be a little politically incorrect. Well, I'm going to answer it for you. Now, a lot of people, they think that black people are the worst tippers, and I would just want to say, fuck you. Um, I still sometimes have that experience where I'm given subpar service just because they think I'm not going to tip. It feels like when I go out to eat, sometimes I gotta wear a pin that says, I'm in the service industry. Give me good service and I will compensate you handsomely. But unfortunately, like sometimes I run into that. So for that particular reason, I especially give black folks good service at my restaurant. Whether they tip me or not, I still can be like, okay, I'm not one of those people who like, that I've worked with when they see a black table and they be like, oh, oh God. But in actuality, the worst tippers are foreigners. Yes, people from Europe, especially. Definitely Australia. The current place that I'm at, a lot of Australians love to come there. And I'm not really sure why. I'm not really sure they're marketing there, but it's a lot. But it's not because, well, 10% of the time it's on purpose. The other 90% is where they're from, servers get paid differently, and they feel like, oh, in America, it's the same thing. And I'm like, no, it's not. So you giving me 50 on a $580 check, I'm liable to lose my job because I'm going to kick your ass. Some people, they are aware of the different culture that they're in and they'll tip correctly. But just most of the time, they're ignorant of it. And that's all I got to say on that. I mean, mostly it's foreigners, and that's just all across the board. Unfortunately, I don't have a restaurant that has gratuity included. It sucks, but yeah, that's just how it is. Some of my best stories in my serving career. Let's see. Well, there's three that come off the top of my head. When I was waiting in New York, the third restaurant I was at where I was miserable, a lot of celebrities came in. So many celebrities, I would say. I waited on Charlie Sheen before, and however crazy this motherfucker is, he tipped me $800, and I still appreciate that. He's my highest tip I've ever had. Whatever. Whatever you want to say about him, whatever. He good in my book. I've seen Kim and Kanye. They've came in. Janet and Missy. They were on a double date. Janet was with her billionaire husband at the time, and Missy was with her little boo thing. It was this like really petite woman with green hair. Jennifer Hudson, Clive Davis, Carmelo Anthony, and Lala. She held his birthday for him there. They were smoking weed and cigars, and apparently, when you got the money, when you got the coin, the restaurants don't care what you do. I wish I can say who was an asshole, but I can't think of any right now, honestly. Another story that I always love to tell people in regards to treating your staff, well, treating your server nicely. All right, so this place was a Mexican place. This was in Baton Rouge, Louisiana. I was in college at LSU. I think I was around maybe 20, 21. So they had these asshole guys came in, misogynists. They were giving their female server a very hard time. At one point, she actually started crying. So the guy asked for a refill. And yeah, so one of my fellow servers, he took the glass, he unbuttoned his pants, and he rubbed his nutsack around the rim of the glass. He may have dipped them too. I did not want to look at that. I really did not. And he proceeded to serve. She proceeded to serve it to them. And I always tell people, please treat the people that are taking care of your food and beverages nicely. Nicely. Because they will do something. I don't know. I've never done it. But I've seen it been done. So be nice to your wait staff. In my last story, which I'll probably save the details for another day, I used to work at a PF Chang's in Atlanta, Georgia, and this was an 11-hour workday. I worked the lunch and the dinner shift, and on my lunch break, I stopped at Popeyes or whatever because I was craving Popeyes. Actually, I'm craving Popeyes right now. I might go right after I finish this video. So on my lunch break, I come back, finish eating my Popeyes. I guess I didn't realize I had a tail light out or something like that, but I get pulled over. I'm in my mom's car, and apparently she forgot to renew the registration, and there was some whole type of thing with that. This white police officer didn't give a fuck. He said, "Oh well, I gotta take you to jail." And I went to jail on my lunch break, spent 24 hours in jail, in a local jail, because no one knew where I was because they take your phone, and all my phone numbers that I knew like by memory were out of state. And all they had was a local payphone. So yeah, one of the worst days of my life that I can laugh at. Very funny. Very funny now looking back at it. During that, wasn't funny. Because he definitely did not care that I did not have any registration. And I think it was something, my license was suspended. I don't know. It was some type of miscommunication. Because when I went to court for it, it was like, oh yeah, we see where you paid the fine for the no registration. So they just forgot to lift the suspension off your license. So you spent the night in jail for a seatbelt violation that we're going to charge you. And that was $15. So yeah, that was my story. Hate racism. Anywho, I'll get into more serving stories in the next episode of Convos and Concoctions when I teach y'all how to make this lovely apple martini. I'm gonna just go over a few hot topics because you know Pop Roast is coming out tomorrow on Saturdays. So I'll just go skim a few. Now I know you guys have been looking at the challenges that Timbaland and Swiss Beats have been conjuring up. And I gotta say, the most recent one, Manny Fresh, you know, from my hometown, New Orleans, versus Scott Storch. I kind of was hoping to get the T-Pain versus Scott Storch because I love Manny Fresh, I love my city, but I feel like Manny Fresh ain't got the range that Scott Storch has. Yeah, like Manny Fresh got washed, I think. I mean, he's still a legend. They're both legendary producers, but I just think that wasn't a fair fight. Speaking of not a fair fight, I hear that Teddy Riley versus Babyface. Babyface. Like, all Babyface has to do is play the Waiting Takes Hell soundtrack. And then after that, play the Boomerang soundtrack. Like, oh my God. I'm trying to wonder who would be a fair fight against Babyface. Actually, I know who. My friend Jared said David Foster would be a good match with the Babyface. And I'm thinking, you know what? That's a fair fight. But yeah, that comes on Sunday on IG Live at 6 o'clock. I'll definitely be checking that out because I'm a music person. I love it. Also, Lil Jon is going against T-Pain, which I think is actually a fair fight. So I can't wait to see that too. Also, what's coming on IG Live tonight is Nene and Kim. And I'm like, why? Like, we already brought Kim back to Housewives of Atlanta, and we saw that she really didn't give that much. She didn't really want to hang out with the ladies, and she was kind of low-key racist. So I'm just like, why? And then her and Kim didn't end on a good note. I'm starting to think something is fishy here. Something in the buttermilk ain't clean. Like, I don't know. I just think that... I'm starting to think this is just some fraudulent shit. Like, they're actually friends in real life, and they're just giving us fake drama. But I will definitely be tuned in tonight. It comes on at 9 o'clock on Nene's Instagram. And we'll talk about it on Pop Roast tomorrow too, the aftermath, because I'm just wondering what they have to talk about. Because I'm pretty sure that they're gonna go after Eva and Kenya. And yes, I've seen Eva's clapback, or wide back, or wide neck. I don't know. Maybe she said both, but I thought this is the Eva that we're supposed to be seeing. This is what you're supposed to. This is what you're getting paid for, girl, not to have babies. So yeah, I mean, right now I agree with Nene. I think Eva needs to leave, but we shall see. Yeah, this Eva versus Nene feud is like really fired up right now. Oh, the Housewives of New York premiered last night. I actually enjoyed it, and I love this new housewife. Her name is Leah, and yeah, I'm feeling her. And I still think there should be a black woman on this season, but I was pleased with the episode. Good job. They showed the rest of this fucking fight between Kim and Courtney. Again, don't give a fuck. Just reading. And Takashi 69 actually got released from prison. Wow. I mean, apparently, the court has granted his request for compassionate release, and he's definitely a sex offender too. Wow. Well, good for him, I guess. Maybe the Dorona will stop him from, being whacked in the street for being a snitch. Hopefully. Hopefully. Drake has a new single, I Really Don't Care. He gave a little tour of his house. It looks like Puffy, Kevin Hart, and Deion Sanders, like they have aged rapidly. Rapidly. Yeah, so those are little hot topics that I touched on because I got to save the good ones for Pop Roast on Saturday. So check us out. Uh, Once again, my name is cdiggy1. It's on all platforms. Here, Instagram. I'm not really on Facebook like that. Yeah, Instagram and Twitter, pretty much. Um, Again, I'm almost monetized, y'all. Like, I got 2,000 more hours to go. So, yeah, until then, I got the Venmo, Cash App, and PayPal down there if you want to donate. Thank you kindly. But yeah, thank you for tuning in. The Convos and Concoctions video will be up on Tuesday. So, yeah, I will see y'all later.